Today we are comparing high-gain tones in the Fractal Audio AxeFx III with high-gain tones in the Harley Benton DNAfx Git Pro. Well, of all multi-effects units in the world, the Harley Benton DNAfx Git Pro is definitely one of them. And the mother of all effects units is the Fractal Audio AxeFx III. And luckily enough, I own both of these units. So I think maybe you are interested how they compare to both. Because the AxeFx III is, as you may know, it's around maybe 2,800 euros or 3,000, no, I don't know. The other thing is, 280 or something, I guess. So is it worth 10 times the price? Of course, there are lots of features. The AxeFx is way more flexible. It's, but for those of you who like maybe a simple setup with maybe one high-gain tone and one crunch tone, one clean, basically we will check how they compare. So I dialed in my favorite high-gain tone, and let's turn off the delay. This is the Harley Benton DNAfx Git. And this is the AxeFx. By the way, this tone in the AxeFx, I tone matched one of my presets in the DNAfx Git. So they're a little bit similar, but my goal was not to make them sound the same. I just wanted to compare maybe how the amps behave. But that said, you can get pretty close with the tone matching process. So anyway. And if I play a little bit softer, the AxeFx and the DNAfx Git, you can definitely feel and also maybe hear the less dynamic of the Harley Benton. It's more or less, even if I pick very, very slightly, you have the high gain scratch, basically the same tone like when you're playing with full power, as in the AxeFx. It drags more or less like a tube amp, or feels like a tube amp. So this was something which I expected, because from my experience in the past, the AxeFx is the most dynamic model out there, together with the newer DSP Quad Cortex. So let's check out another sound, the AxeFx. So this is not a tone match of the DNAfx Git, but it's my favorite crunch tone. And DNA. Sounds nice. But the DNA has a little bit, maybe too much of these 3 or 4Ks, so we can try to dial that out a little bit. Because I think the highs are a little bit annoying sometimes in these cheaper modeling units. Maybe that's too much bass now. By the way, this is the custom audio electronics cap and also the custom audio electronics amp, I think. Or here it's called Audio 100, this DS in the Harley Benton currently. So let's check out another amp tone here. Maybe the one which I tone matched was the JCM 800. And the result of the tone match in the X. So to me it's a noticeable difference, especially in the highs and also in the dynamics. That doesn't mean the Harley Benton sounds bad. No way it sounds bad, it sounds really nice actually. Although I have too much noise gate here. So this is the JCM 800 patch which I made. Show you some others. Here's one with the JTM 45. And one with the Plexi. As in the AxeFx, I'm most of the time using the Atomica High, which is a modified Marshall. As you can hear it, obviously the AxeFx has more highs now. But the reason for that is I dialed the highs back in the Harley Benton because they're a little bit annoying. As in the AxeFx, they're really pleasant in your ear. Harmonic, like with a tube amp, I would say. And that is always a little bit of a struggle with these cheaper modeling units, at least for me. I have to find the right amp model, with the right highs. So this is a Rector model. That sounds better, I think. And also, I don't know if you can recognize it, but it doesn't have that much bass frequencies, although I don't use a low cut or something. Here is basically no bass when I'm hitting the open A string as in the AxeFx. There is the bass. Maybe the retro's better here, although it needs a little bit more gain, I think. Maybe we can check out another cap here. Let's check out maybe the Ownhammer third-party IR. It's way louder, and we have to cut the highs. But that is some IR which I use usually. Doesn't work that well here. The thing is, you have to EQ the amp totally different if you're using another IR, which I'm trying currently, but I'm not that successful, I must say. Yeah, it's... I mean, you can get great high gain tones, and I'm quite satisfied with the high gain tones which I dialed in here in the Harley Benton, but always when I compare it side by side to the AxeFx, I feel that the AxeFx sounds more natural. And also the newer DSP quad cortex. The thing is always, these highs, they make it really annoying and scratchy, and the AxeFx doesn't have that, and also the quad cortex. Even with the Kemper, it's sometimes a little bit annoying. What I really would like to do is I would like to export the IR which I created in the AxeFx as a wave and then put it on this unit here. But until today I didn't find a good way to export IRs from the AxeFx and convert them into wave. With the older AxeFx versions it was working, but not with the AxeFx III. So if you have any idea how I could do this, please post it in the comment section. Anyway, let's go back to the comparison. This is the VH4 in the Harley Benton. By the way, I've engaged the tube emulation here. So these are the 6L6s. And these are EL34s. Also, this could need a little bit more highs. As you can see, the presence knob is a little bit annoying. So we can try out maybe a parametric EQ. And well, I would rather like to boost some highs, which I usually don't boost now, but like the maybe 8K. That might be better or more similar. Maybe we can try out some other distortion pedal, because I'm using the tube screamer now. So let's check out another drive block, tube boost, decay drive, and they don't have. Here they have the my favorite one, the full tone. Oh, that sounds really harsh. Dial back the gain, crank the volume. Sounds always a little bit honky to me. So and that can come from boosting too much mids in front of the amp. I think also what I'm really missing here is the depth control, because it doesn't have the thump or something which real amp has, and also which the AxeFx has. Might not be that important in a live situation, but here in my studio environment I'm missing this a little bit, and that makes the whole sound a little bit more sounds a little bit smaller, doesn't have that much weight. As in the AxeFx, I'm chugging here, I can really feel the lows, even through my studio monitors here. So yeah, that's it for the high gain tones, and maybe we can try out some of the crunch tones. So here we have the plexi. And we have to EQ it a little bit differently, I think. The Brit Plexi model. It sounds like the Plexi, I think. At least I could recognize the characteristics. And let's dial in some plexitone in the AxeFx. So I'm doing this on the spot here because I don't have a decent plexi preset now, but where do we have it? Bread plexi. Well, this thing has so many amps. Plexi here. And let's choose my favorite one, the Plexi 50 watt high. So this is the Harley Benton. This is the AxeFx. Everything at default settings. And here, I don't know if you can hear it, but these well, very high frequencies when you're strumming very lightly, which the Plexi has, which is very nice if you're picking not that hard. As in the Harley Benton, it's not that pronounced. So it's way better. I think it has a high resolution in the AxeFx. What we can do here in the Harley Benton is we can maybe check out another IR, maybe the 1960 Marshall. Well, but that sounds really annoying. Dial back the highs. Doesn't work. Apply a high cut. 60B. Freeman. Yeah, so I think the IRs are maybe a little bit of a weak point in the Harley Benton. But fortunately you can load third-party IRs, and there's one stock IR, the Audio 4x12, which is really nice, but it doesn't have these highs. It's really dark sounding, so it's good for high gain tones, but for this Plexi, maybe we would need another one. Maybe let's check out a third-party IR. So, own hammer. Wow, really loud. So let's go back to my Plexi preset. There's a high gain. Turn off the distortion. Well, so yeah, it sounds like a Plexi somehow, but I don't know, in the AxeFx it's way more realistic. Especially if you're playing these things. Yeah, but always these crunch tones, light crunch tones, which have lots of dynamics, they are maybe difficult in processing units with not that much, in modeling units with not that much processing power, like these cheaper ones. But for high gains and for cleans, I think could get good results in a live situation. So yeah, if you're on a budget, maybe you should consider this one, the Harley Benton. And of course, if you got the money, I always recommend the Fractal audio products. To me, they are spot on, the best on the market. So yeah, I hope this helps you to get an impression how these things compare. And yeah, please subscribe to my channel, and goodbye.